Welcome to Talkin Tigers. I'm Rachel Whittaker. In our first show of 2015, let's now welcome in LSU beat writer Jim Kleinpeter. Happy New Year, Jim.
Happy New Year to you, Rachel.
Well, defensive coordinator John Chavis, we know, now gone to Texas A&M after 6 years at LSU, and they've started a search for his replacement. So let's look at some reported options. First, we have Clancy Pendergast. He was most recently at USC. He spent a year out of coaching. And then Kevin Steele at Alabama, their linebackers coach, and two other names that have come up a little bit: Bob Shoop at Penn State, Brent Venables at Clemson, and DJ Durkin, kind of a long shot, at Florida. So, Jim, anyone you see right now fitting in best?
Well, I think the target are the first two, Pendergast and Kevin Steele. Probably haven't been able to talk to Kevin Steele very much since he's the Alabama linebackers coach, and he's been pretty busy up until last night. He's probably they're probably able to get him now that Alabama's out of the playoffs. But I think Pendergast looks like a very good option. He's a guy that he's been out of coaching this past year and has a lot of NFL contacts. He was defensive coordinator for 5 different NFL teams. He was the last defensive coordinator at USC for 1 year, and he's a specialist in defensing the spread offense, which would come in handy at LSU since they face so many teams that run the spread, including Texas A&M and Ole Miss. So he's served as a consultant for NFL teams whenever an NFL team plays the Philadelphia Eagles, which is coached by Chip Kelly, who pretty much invented hurry up, no huddle at Oregon. So this is a guy that could be a very good option. And if he comes along, it's possible Ed Orgeron could come along as defensive line coach. I think that's a little farther down the road if it all happens. But Kevin Steele, his big plus is he's a veteran coach. He's been around the SEC, coached at Tennessee and Alabama on a couple of occasions, and knows the conference. He's a very good recruiter. He was largely responsible for Alabama getting the #1 recruiting class in the country in 2013. So recruiting being the lifeblood, it's great to have a guy that can recruit, but he's also a veteran defensive coordinator who's been a head coach before too. So he's been around the block.
Right, so certainly some options for LSU. A big blow, I guess you could say, for John Chavis leaving after 6 years. A few former Tigers tweeted their disbelief. So we'll see what he can do for Texas A&M's defense. They were at the very bottom of the SEC in several categories. And join us next week for more on Tigers entering the draft early and, of course, the college football playoff. Well, Jim, thanks for the insight. We'll talk to you soon as this develops.
My pleasure, Rachel.
And Happy New Year to you, everyone. Have a great weekend, and I'll be back Monday.